Yes.
Yarg.
No.
Yarr.
Don't make me. Don't make me.
Being a pirate is all that you be. Do what you want, but it's pirate. You are a pirate.
Don't make me drag. Don't make me drag Poppy back out.
Do it.
I will.
You do realise that despite it being my character, I have Andril muted.
Same here, to be fair. That's why I
Genuine
felt
sadness.
getting worried.
I just wanted to hear Mr. Bubs in all his glory.
You know, honestly, that isn't even coming through for me, so I didn't even notice.
Wah.
It says it's server deafened for me.
Is it
Wait,
server
It
deafened?
is. It's always server deafened. If you try to
Oh, yeah.
undeafen him, he just.
Oh
doesn't like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't need to hear anything unless it's voice command central.
It doesn't have voice commands.
Oh, voice commands would be so funny.
So looks like you're
Ruby,
getting,
fuck off!
looks like you're getting above average luck today.
Oh,
Josh's
Thanks,
dice luck
Waffleberg.
today, 14. So, it's been over a minute. Greetings everyone and welcome back to the Dark Tides of Runeterra.
Ah.
I'm just going to put this out front right now. I almost said, and welcome back to Waffleberg.
I mean,
It's slowly been worming its way in there with Waffleberg renaming everything. To the point where the session almost just got renamed Waffleberg.
you slowly pan to another dimension where Waffleberg has literally taken over everything.
That reminds me, I
I
found
would
out
like to
something.
state before I just a reminder before I pull it out of my ass later on, Waffleberg does still have inspiration.
Yep, that reminds me, I also remembered something recently. I want to see if this works. Oh yeah. Was it that? Shift? Huh. Never mind. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's working. Aha!
Oh no. What is it? Ah! Ah!
Wait, what am I missing?
Hello, Waffleface.
I'm expected to get
Goodbye,
jump scared by
Waffleface.
Waffleberg.
It hasn't
Waffleberg.
loaded. Oh Jesus!
Yeah, like Roll20's been doing.
You cannot look away from me now.
Roll20's been doing a thing where it's been like, oh yeah, no, you want hints or you want little tips and such. If you're in the DM, just click a token, hold Shift, and press Z, and it'll zoom in on the token to make it a giant thing on everyone's screen. So it's just like, you
Wait,
do that, you do
wait.
this, and then you get the baby.
I'm back!
Babby.
Meaning, I could quite literally now just hide a tiny Draven icon somewhere on the map, and then just randomly click it Shift Z, Draven jump scare.
It's
Yes.
Draven.
It would only be bad for Alari and Delris.
I need to get that for my fucking soundboard. That way, just whenever we just messing around, I just can play it, and it's just like it's League of Draven.
No. You know what I need to do? I need to see if that guy's on. What's that thing called where you can donate some money and still like do a custom voice recording?
I don't think the
I've never-
voice actor even is on there, but there are imitators though that are pretty fucking good at it.
No, because I'm pretty sure, what's his name? Dwayne, who used to be on the Satellite City Cast, is on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dwayne is on there.
Anyway, give me a sec. Thanks. I shouldn't have eaten that cream egg too fast.
Okay, here's your own mistake.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, last time you managed to confront a Singed. You managed to chase off a Singed.
We did not want to let the Singed get away,
But
so we kept firing at him as he was running away.
For flavor, he's probably getting meteors rained down on him as we speak.
Kuiper threatened me with a mile. And if you decided to take some rest, after overhearing that someone was coming in the morning with a special delivery, mainly because you deceived him into thinking that you were Singed, Potoo managed to put the spirit of the twins' dad in the cave as a guardian of the world rune. And then in the morning, the guy came. He dropped off a large caravan with what he only called a subject or a sample. You told him to, in the kindest words, fuck off back to zone.
Yep.
And then you found out, yeah, no, he didn't have Umpa's parents. He had a giant thrall. Basically a corrupted troll in the back.
Okay, put the bomb in there, Potoo, and we're going to push it down the hill.
We're pushing it down the hill.
If its owner finds out it's here, we're fucked.
Oh, yes, I know.
Oh yeah, because you had that bomb you wanted to basically do a bomb run on.
I did want to drop it on freaking Singed, but we're too close to the fire. The question is, how far do you think it'll go before detonating?
How big is the body?
Lee,
But
I just got another albino shings.
how big is the thrall, you mean?
Yeah.
I'd say roughly. Normal trolls are around 8 to 10 feet tall. This thing's a bit bigger because it's a enhanced troll, basically it's a thrall. So I'd say
Yeah.
around 12 foot tall. It's quite literally you have to squat down to even fit in the back of this thing.
Alive?
Yep.
Yes.
Is it conscious?
I mean, the caravan is rocking back and forth.
I'm gonna stay over here. You lot do what you do best, which is apparently blow up vehicles, according to a certain newspaper in Piltover.
Who blew our cover?
Well, as long as it doesn't end up going to any living encampments, I see no reason why not to just put the bomb in and just roll it down the hill.
Look, when it comes to cover, I saved all your asses by blowing my own cover.
That is exactly what I just said.
Yeah.
Put the bomb in there and roll it down the hill and let it explode to death.
Well, I hope there isn't anybody in that area down the hill. But you
There
just
isn't.
puts the bomb
You
in and
literally
shoves
murdered
it.
everyone down there.
That doesn't mean nobody can. Where's the other guy?
What other?
You mean George?
Yes, he doesn't have an icon out. If he's up
He's in
here.
the back of the caravan, which is just off
the
to the
out-
left
the-
here.
Okay, so not that guy. Just putting the bomb in and shoving it. Do I need to roll to see if I can actually shove this thing?
Well, first things first. How are you getting this bomb in there? Are you just like opening up the top part and just trying to push it in, or? Are you just
How
gonna-
big is the bomb again?
The bomb? I'd probably say it's the size of Umpa.
Huh.
If not a bit bigger. Like probably somewhere between Umpa's size and the Yordle size.
If I move fast enough, I could just push it into the door and then close the door quickly, right?
You could, but I'm going to need you to make me a sleight of hand to do so.
Well, that's not my worst stat. I'm going to do that.
There's no roof hatch to put it in.
There is no roof hatch to put it in.
Alright, I got an 18.
Okay. Let's see how this thing reacts.
Or if it
First
even
things
notices.
first. Yeah, that's what I mean. First, I think I need to roll to see if he notices while he's rocking this thing back and forth. And he does not. So you just kind of quickly whip open the hatch, shove this thing in, and quickly shut it. But you're still rocking this thing around, which means that unfortunately I am going to have to roll something.
Nice.
Funny number. Yep, it does not blow up. It doesn't blow up immediately anyway.
That's good. Alright, let's shove this down the hill and hope nobody's down there.
Okay,
I
mate.
doubt.
Oh dear, here we go.
Strength check
Are you just
Yeah.
going to try and purely shove it?
is.
We should
there
probably
a way
all
to
try
move it
this.
without shoving it?
I'm going to help you shove it if you're going to shove it.
Okay,
Yes, we're shoving it.
so you two attempt to try and shove this thing.
I won't be much help. Kuiper's just going to get on the front and look through the windscreen if there is one.
I got another 18.
Kuiper, get off there!
There is a windscreen, Kuiper, and you do see like the usual levers, pedals, etc. in there. And you two, well, you got an 18. What did you get?
Me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hold on.
For strength. There it goes. It's off.
I got a 6.
Okay, you're not contributing too much. Potoo, you're giving it your best bet. You push it. You give it a nice shove. It moves a little bit.
Shall
Could
I roll
I-
again?
Hmm.
Heaven help if Kuiper finds a button and it just starts rolling on its own.
What were you going to say there, Josh?
I'm not sure I want to. I want to do the traditional on off to see if I can like switch it on, but it's not like I could do that gently. It's either off or it's probably full whack.
Yeah, from the sense of it, you know that it is off, so you would, if you did use that spell, it would be activating it on, but you don't know whereabouts to be activating it on. Could activate everything, it could activate just one thing, who knows? Potoo, you can make me another strength if you want to.
Right?
You can help as well there, if you want to, Alari.
That's a 22.
Try.
With a 22, you push it a bit more. I'm going to say this, since you three are distracted by this. Mariah and Waffleberg, make me perception. Oh, never mind. Waffleberg's helping as well. Mariah, make me a perception.
Waffleberg just rolls their sleeves up and helps.
You are all weaklings.
I'll give you this. Mariah. Aside from the hill, you know, quite literally up here, like if you got to the top of the cave and then pushed it down, the nearest hill's over on the other end of the village. It's going to take them a while if they're going to be trying to push this thing, essentially. Because there is no near hill to push it down.
I thought we were on a hill.
This is a.
No, you're at the base of a hill. This is the hill over here.
Oh.
Oh.
This is a caravan, right?
Yeah.
We're planning on getting it far enough to blow it up, right?
Right.
Hold on. Waffleberg's going to, because I imagine there's a separator between the thrall and the front of the caravan.
It actually just seems to be one large vehicle. Like, basically,
So
it's
what
like
you're
a
telling
Zonite
me
vehicle.
is this motherfucker was driving the caravan via the levers with the thrall right behind him.
Yep.
How is he not dead?
Yeah, that's my thing. A thrall would not allow that. How is he not dead? What did he do?
Well, given that he was a chem baron, you can assume he drugged it.
Oh, cool. So it's been undrugged. Nice.
I mean, he did spend all night traveling with it. It's safe to assume it probably woke up like moments before he actually got here. That's why he was quite keen to be like, yeah, no, I know you told me to fuck off without the caravan. I'm fine with this. You can deal with that now.
Actually, I'm thinking on this. If we move it away from the thing, couldn't one of you throw off a explosive type thing to hit the caravan and make it go boom double time?
I could set it on fire.
Setting it on fire could give us enough time to run away too.
True.
Josh,
And considering whatever it is in there is
Kuiper.
ice related?
Are you still on the front of this thing looking through the windshield?
Yep.
Make me an investigation.
Point out
Okay.
very likely that if I set it on fire, it will weaken the cart enough for it to break out before the bomb goes off.
Given that you
Hmm.
aren't really too up on your technology, I'm going to say that is just about to fail, unfortunately. So as you're looking
Ooh.
through, yeah, it's just seeing like the levers and the pedals. You have no idea what most of them do or which do what.
Waffleberg is going to take his little puffer box, and he's going to unscrew the mouthpiece apparatus, the sort of hookah apparatus, and he is just going to go up to one of the grates and like the mesh and hold it up as he turns it on. He's going to attempt to drug this motherfucker with his own drugs.
Okay, so as you do that, and you just like puff up and just flow into there, it's going to make a con save. And surprisingly fails, as the thumping and the thudding lessens before eventually just the caravan just kind of comes to a nice gentle stop from its rocking.
Waffleberg's going to screw back on his apparatus, take some himself. He's going to smoke it. Like the smoke's going to come out as he's just going to look at everybody. Now let's get this on the fucking move. That bastard's going to have the munchies.
Right. Although it would be funny if you ate the bomb.
So which way are we sending this thing? Like, which direction?
Fast as possible, basically.
Preferably away from this fireplace.
So away from the fireplace, making sure that it doesn't go towards the village that is lived in. Waffleberg is going to proceed to get in and turn the caravan around towards possibly towards the area that they were wanting, where there's not the village and shit.
Yep.
And then Waffleberg is going to proceed to take some rope from his pouch, and he is essentially going to steer rod the caravan, roping up the forward lever and whatnot.
While you're there then, Waffleberg, make me a perception as well, would you please?
Yes. Waffleberg, make a perception.
The event already started, by the way.
He's 21.
Are we taking a break?
No, we can do it while we're going through, because it doesn't take too much concentration to rapidly tap, tap, tap.
Do you have code?
Yeah, I don't have Cordel's friend's code yet.
Yeah, I just realized time as well.
Okay. No one's doing it yet anyway, so it's fine.
Well, we'll have 5 of us if we can
Yeah.
get Steven.
Anyway, with that 21, Waffleberg, you look in. This is definitely zone technology. And do you recognise what a lot of these levers do? Including the quite obvious gas pedal.
Waffleberg's just going to take a big rock from outside. He's just going to put it on the gas pedal. And then after he's done that, he's just going to unhinge the brake and let it go. Just
Okay.
going to let it go. As Waffleberg's just like standing there by Moon Man. So, I would say you're an old man that doesn't know technology, but I'm older than you, so, get good, Pete.
Dives off.
So, Alari and Potoo, while you two are still trying to shove it at the back, all of a sudden it just starts rolling and picking up speed.
You want us to see if we fall on our face in the snow?
No, I want you both to make me a perception check.
Goody.
Are we doing the Yveltal word then?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Cordell to post these.
Yeah, I need to get on Go and get Steven's thing.
Huh?
I need to get on Go and get Steven's thing.
So, yep, I will give that for you two. As you watch this thing fly off, I'm going to need to roll something quickly. Given that this is pretty much going with Runeterra Jesus at the wheel, so to speak, at the moment.
Jesus, take the wheel.
And you are lucky. Basically, it had a 1 in 3 chance of just going directly down into Raigun's reach, you know, the abandoned village, and potentially
Yeah.
colliding into a building and blowing up.
You can send me the pressure of that.
I mean, we want it to blow up, don't we?
Yeah, but I don't think you want it to blow up that close.
True.
Instead, it starts to veer off towards the right. It basically starts to head down the pathway that you saw the other caravan going down.
Oh no! If there's any survivors, it'd be funny if it went the way that Singe went.
Finally, the meteor stopped as a caravan menacingly drives up behind him.
With nobody driving it.
Like,
Oh, hey, I know those guys.
Yeah, thank you for that. Hang on, I'll just quickly add that. So, yes, the caravan has gone down where the other caravan went and blew up earlier. And it collides with said caravan wreck. And I'm going to need to roll something after I've just quickly added Discord in. So, give me a
Even
second.
more spectacular explosion.
Send that. Send that. I have sent the invitation. There you go. Also, sorry about this, people that are watching this on YouTube. Ooh, rap. I just got added chicken rap.
Yay, food.
So, I'm going
Yay.
to have to roll another percentile.
Did you send it to everyone?
No, I mean, I just sent the friend request to...
Oh, Steve.
Yeah.
Steven.
Yeah, it rolled higher than it needed to. So, yeah, you see a large fireball go off in the distance. Just as it erupts into flame, you hear what seems to be a loud, anguished scream of pain. And, yeah, what do you do now?
First, watch to make sure it's not actually just going to get up.
And, run back the way it came.
Also, time for me to send invites out.
Runs back towards us on fire.
Let me see. Nope, not
Very angry.
I'm just there like, oh god, kill it!
you.
It's Icy Hawkman.
You, and Ranna. There we go, I sent the 4 invites out. So, yes, make me a... well, first things first, I'll wait until you've clicked this thing. Just so that I... to be fair, you can all roll me perceptions.
Okay.
just waiting for it to pop up right now.
Perception.
We've got a Dion in there.
Dirty 20.
There we go.
Okay.
Really?
Mariah
Really?
just pulling out like the tiny little binoculars to watch this.
Kuiper's still face planted in the snow from diving off the caravan.
Oh god, it's only us two that are in this at the moment.
Oh, it's not. Ranna and
Oh
Steve
yeah,
are
there we
here.
go. All 6 are there now.
And
Wait,
Pickle Nick, or what that
6?
is? Pickle Nick.
Pickle Nick.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe they
Oh,
joined.
that sounds like something Luke would do.
Pick on it. It would be.
God
to be
damn, he's
fair.
level 40. He's level 41.
So, Mariah, you see it. Alari, you're kind of just like wincing a bit at the flames. Pinco, I'm assuming Pinco. I'm assuming Pinco's like raiding someone's pocket at this moment in time.
Wait, what
Fair
do we
enough.
get? Another
What?
one, Lee.
I said I tend to get a lot of people doing the legendary raids around here. Like as soon
Oh,
as
we
we
want-
get like 4 people, people end up joining in by the masses. So yeah, Kuiper's face planted in the snow. Lyra sees this though. As you're watching these flames go off. Oh, someone dropped out.
Yeah,
Nick.
no name.
So yes, a figure does indeed crawl out of the wreckage. But as it does so, takes a few steps forward, and then just collapses face down in the snow. Its body just wreathed in flames.
Oh, good. It's actually dead.
That's good.
Look at us making s'mores.
What are we doing now? I mean, I know we were doing this to stop Singe from fucking with the world ruin, but now what?
Well, that's the end of Runeterra, everybody. Have a nice night.
No. Well, if you want to, I can remind you of the tasks that were still laid out at hand.
Go on.
In the Freljord itself, you have been told roughly where your mother would be. You've also got the situation still going on with the Winter's Claw and the Avarosans and such.
Yeah, but we don't particularly want to get involved in their war.
You've... Did he pick up the bombs from the thing? I believe he did, didn't he? No, you sent him to go back and get the bombs. Did you?
Yeah, he sent him to remove them.
Yeah, but then you also told him to bugger off back to zone. So I think he's
Yeah,
actually left the bombs. So yeah, you got the bombs on the.
I told him to remove them, then go home.
Yep. But you also told him not to do it, not to take the caravan. So those bombs are technically still there. So that's something else as well. And on top of that, you also have the thing George told you about. The creature that he would like someone to go investigate.
Hmm.
He said to keep an eye out for it. He didn't say specifically investigate it.
Yeah, but that is something else you could do. Outside of the Freljord, you've got, of course, Alari asking for help in Bilgewater. You've got that giant staff still that you kind of need to return to Shrema. And you've also got Targon.
Yeah. Well, Alari's just kind of there, like, we should probably wrap up things here first, I guess.
What do we have
That
left to
just
do
makes
here?
sense.
Well, there's the bombs at that lady's castle. There's, what you call it? There's the war, but I don't really particularly want to get involved in that unless any of you do.
Hey, let's go.
Also add on
I
to
don't
that.
think it'll fit for this.
Also add on to that, you still need to find the baby's parents.
Plus, we still have baby yet.
Yes.
Waffleberg is curious, mostly because Waffleberg has been doing drugs. What bombs? At who's a what's its castle?
So, there's a witch. Called Lysandra, I believe. And yeah, apparently, Singed put a load of bombs on the ice near it.
I mean, Lysandra is actually a nice person from what the spirits have been saying, so I'm not sure if we really need to worry about her.
Yes, but apparently they'll unleash something worse by blowing it up. So, forgive me for being a little
Yeah,
concerned.
So then, do we want to go stop these bombs, or
Got it.
Got my
I haven't got mine yet.
Same.
2-star, for fuck's sake.
2-star.
You,
Like yours.
Do you know what the funniest part is? A second your Velsel just started.
I know, but I'm still trying to.
Did you say a second one just started?
Yep, and there's a third one coming up as well.
I don't even know how to look more.
Got him.
I have one more.
I don't have any more. I'd have to buy some.
I have to heal my Pokemon if we go after another.
That too, to be fair. Anyway, so yes, there is that whole situation up
Ooh.
north.
3-star.
There is the situation to do with finding the little one's parents or someone who can look after her, because we can't.
Umpa just looks up at you with sad eyes.
I'm sorry, little one. We'd be terrible parents.
Waffleberg is good parent?
We're literally almost dying every other day.
Yes, sure you are. Waffleberg.
Waffleberg doesn't know what you're talking about.
You literally tried to throw yourself off a cliff.
Waffleberg has never died yet.
Because I
It's
stopped
the
you
yet
from
part.
dying.
Yes, and Waffleberg has stopped you from dying. Therefore, nobody has died yet. Therefore, we would be good parents.
We would not be good parents. There's like several dozen people who want to kill us.
Yes, and there's several dozen people that want to kill her. Also, there's like several dozen people that want to turn her into a weird monster thingy. Zonites, not my finest species, but yes.
I need to do the next one, Lee.
Why did you fail that one?
Didn't catch it.
Oof.
Oh no.
I mean, if people do still have tickets, I can summon you all up for this one too.
It's even. You got another one where you pass?
I need another remote raid pass.
Alright, let me know when you get one, Ranna. So,
Free one in the shop, in the event box.
I currently do not have an event box.
Huh.
That's fine. Coins are cheap.
so you have your missions laid out.
No,
There's
we
al-
can.
Of maybe finding my bitch mother and ending her. Maybe.
You know where they are?
George may have given me a hint.
Then let's go find them. If anything, to give them punch in face with metal arm.
Yes.
Yes, just the punch in the face.
And then you can do a nice tongue lashing. It's fine.
With fire.
You're a dragon?
What?
Tongue lashing with fire.
I'm a dragon!
Also, yes, for those who would have been looking over, just hearing like a just on the ground, just as Pinco's dumping loads of books on the ground before picking up a small bag and just stuffing the books back in.
Hey, wait, that one was mine.
Wait, that one's mine as well. He goes down and picks up Kuiper's magic book.
Wait.
Yeah?
I need to be a sec for the bathroom, so.
Alright,
Okay.
Pinco snatches the books
Because
from
it is-
Waffleberg's hands, throws it back in the
Ra-
hat, puts the
Raka was
hat on
not-
slowly.
Because Raka was not here doing that. Waffleberg spells, like his the reason that he knows wizard magic is because he just tore a chunk of Kuiper's spell book out.
You already took my make tea spell. Please get. I need that.
Wait, Waffleberg has a make tea spell? Hold on. Waffleberg
Yes,
starts
you-
looking through his
The one
pages.
you-
Wait, what?
Yes.
Hey, like,
Oh, power word kill. Waffleberg apparently knows power
No.
word kill.
Steven didn't catch it there, so we're down to the other one.
what for that, sorry?
Steve didn't catch his others. We're down to do another one.
Okay. We'll just wait for Deal to get back in Ranna to get a ticket.
Okay.
But yes,
I just picture because Waffleberg's got the pages out, Kuiper's just like short man jumping to try and get them as Waffleberg's just like, oh, his power would kill. His wish. I didn't
That
know I
is
knew wish.
not something I know.
I do not have this
Oh, hey,
spot in the chat
Josh.
yet, so I'm gonna have to look this up.
So we just thought with the Avali, a way to kind of nerf him a little bit. You know how there's a bunch of like saves involving hearing?
Mm.
They get disadvantage on those
League of Legends map.
because how good their hearing is. They'd have disadvantage.
Because I am going to have to take a screenshot of the new area so that we know whereabouts we're going with this. Also, I probably should have taken this time just to pause the game a bit and had some rap, but it's fine. So, if I do that, then do this. If I recall right, I said that her Alari's mother is... Was it this one? I believe it was one of these. Give me a sec. Was it that one or was it this one? I believe it was Kuiper where they are. And if I just quickly screenshot this, and then I'll have to just crop it down so that I can upload it as a map. But you will soon see just how far you have to go if you are going there. And apologies yet again to those watching on YouTube, because quite literally put, I didn't know which way they were going to go today, so I had to sort this out now. Let me call it that. Do this. Zoom out a bit.
Yeah.
So you are currently here, Dragon's Reach. So I'll just make a new page for this. Upload, choose a file. I heard a ping, but I can't see that yet until I've uploaded this thing.
Do not worry about those things.
What was that?
It is other person in background talking.
Ah.
Tell
Yes.
them Waffleberg says hi.
Everybody says hi.
Not everybody, just Waffleberg.
You are everybody, though. I believe we were talking about this at the beginning of the session.
Waffleberg will take
You're the
chainsaw
map,
to you.
the towns. You're everybody.
That is true.
It's Waffleberg's worst nightmare. Everybody's Waffleberg.
So,
You know, the symbol for brimstone is a balls and dick. Just wanted to let you know that.
so you are
Yeah.
what? You are currently here on Dragon's Reach, and her mother is all the way over here in Kuiper.
Ah, yes, further north into the area that we were told not to go into.
Well, I mean, that's on the way to the castle. Because the castle's even further.
As for ways to get there, you can either try and trek all the way along the mountain range and then come down onto it. You can try and hug the coast, which may be a bit riskier. You could take a massive long way around by going through this giant little area here, after going around the mountain. Then all you have to do is just
Okay,
go
I'm
to this
back.
bottom mountain. Or you can just do the sensible thing and take the gently used fish.
That's what I was going to say. We're just going to take the gently used fish.
That would make
I'm back.
sense.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
My stomach's
Welcome back.
though, so I might have to disappear, but invite me to the raid anyway.
What was that, sorry?
My
I
stomach's
got some raid passes
Oh, your
now.
stomach's
too,
rebelling.
so-
so I may have to disappear again,
Yeah.
but just invite me to the raid anyway.
Have you got your next ticket ready, by the way, Ranna?
Eh.
Okay, may as well do the invites now then. So, yes.
Go again.
What, sorry?
They're
Need
gone
to go
again.
again. They'll
Okay.
invite me.
Yeah, I think we're already.
Yep. You, and you, and you, and Ranna. That should be all 4 of you invited. I should probably have healed stuff up as well before I forgot. Anyway, so you're taking the gently used fish to get there. In which case, I can flick you back over to this one. Because you left it at Glacier-port, which is like a day's travel from here. Day's travel by caravan, but you do have a caravan of your own now.
Yep.
Yes, about that. Hold on a minute. Potato!
What?
Waffleberg has a question for you.
Okay.
You are efficient with vehicles. Just land or just sea?
Just see.
Okay. Waffleberg is driving.
Who are you using a bag of needles on?
I'm not using it on anybody. I'm just testing something. And I'm changing its name because technically, I'll explain it later. This is something that I'm not using right now. I was going to talk to you about it later.
Okay. So, yes. If I recall right, the person that has land vehicle proficiency.
It's Mariah, isn't it?
Indeed.
Waffleberg does as well.
Okay then. So you have your choices. Do you want the guy on drugs to drive you there, or do you want Mariah to drive you there?
I mean, if we really want to. I mean, Potoo could try to learn.
I mean,
Can't be
yes,
too much harder for
someone
both.
could try and teach you how to do so, but you'd have to choose one of the two.
Bastard.
I wouldn't mind watching along.
Okay. So who are you? First things first. Who's driving today?
Pinco's in the driver's seat. The wagon's already on a roll.
Which is hilarious because Pinco can't even fucking reach.
Pinco, okay, you just see little sticks tied to his little feet.
Oh no, this caravan is a fairly wooden caravan. It is pulled by a couple of eunuchs.
Oh, even
then-
better. You just see the little reins in his hands.
In this case, fuck it. Mariah can drive. I thought it was one of ours. I will not mess with filthy beasts.
No, this is the one that you bought at the marketplace.
Oh yeah.
Waffleberg doesn't remember a lot of things. That was a long time ago in Waffleberg's mind, okay?
So, if
Have fun teaching them, Mariah. I've dedicated you to doing it.
so, I'm going to need from you, Mariah. First things first, Mariah. How are you going to try and teach this to them?
I have no idea.
Mariah's never taught anything before.
I've never taught anything. Maybe we should teach about guns.
I get yoked from the thing.
So,
No, it's okay. I'll just watch and learn.
okay.
Same.
So, if you two are just going to be watching and learning, Mariah, roll me a performance. Let's see how well you do with your driving to make it clear for them. Oh.
Not very well. I told you we
Our
should
turn
have
doing
done something that I was better at.
Okay, I'll just pretend not to watch then.
Kuiper and Potoo,
Mm.
roll me intelligent checks with disadvantage.
Okay.
Kuiper, you are struggling to figure this out.
Dial-up tone.
Potoo, you think you pick up on a bit of it, but you're going to probably need a couple more lessons before you get the full hang of it.
Pinco sitting on Kuiper's shoulder. Looks at Kuiper. Reaches into his hat. Rifles a little bit. Pulls out an old book with a man driving a carriage on the front.
I'm not gonna,
Hands it to Kuiper
I'm not gonna lie. For a second, that I
and
thought
then
you were.
walks away.
I'm not gonna lie. For a second, I thought you were quite literally saying you reach into Kuiper's hat.
That would be funny.
Magic tricks with Pinco. Just reaches
What's
into your
in your
hat.
ear?
Wait,
It's a
I
book.
didn't know I had a book up there. Shh.
So, yes, the little Poro hands you a book, Kuiper.
By the way, yes, if you haven't figured it out already, Pinco is a kleptomaniac. But he loves books because books tell him things.
I am actually going to roll something first things first, just to see, because given Pinco is a kleptomaniac and Pinco has been around quite a bit, probably travelled quite a bit as well, I'm going to have to.
Oh yeah, no, he's got books from everywhere, and he has a few things that he probably shouldn't. Shh, we keep those quiet. We don't talk about those books. Well, scrolls.
Yep, meaning I'm going to have to look this up to see, is there a list of regions, and if so, what can I roll for this? Let's see.
Which region is the book from?
1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to roll a D9. A dice that doesn't even exist in the real world.
I mean, D9 does exist, probably.
I mean, you can always do a D10 minus 1.
Yeah. But I mean, it's roll 20. I can actually do a D9.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's
Very
an
true.
actual 9, which means that you are in absolute luck here, Kuiper.
It's a
This
book
is,
just for you.
technically, yes. This is in a very familiar language. It's written in Targon. It's the native language of Targon. Quite literally, did you steal this book from Kuiper at this point? Eat the Poro.
And you just see Pinco slide down your arm.
To be fair, there's a lot of languages on this list.
Yeah.
And Pinco doesn't have to understand any of them because Pinco just learns from the pictures.
Okay, I'm back.
He only steals
Welcome
books
back.
with pictures.
How,
My
Did-
stomach
yeah,
is
how did
for like 2 minutes.
Did you manage to get your second one yet?
I haven't caught it yet. I'm still trying to.
I just got it.
Hey, Ranna,
Right?
can you say you got booted from it?
Yeah.
Aw.
Well, it's fine though. I
It
do
was
have a
still
wife
saying-
and so already.
It was still saying 5 people in there for me. Anyway.
I
Yeah.
noticed the damage was like a lot less than
Yeah.
last time.
Anyway. So, yes, you've been handed a book. Which means next time that you do downtime, you can choose to read from this book. And I'll make you do an intelligence check to see if you learn land vehicle proficiencies then.
Yay.
Speaking of which, Alari, would you be wanting
Yeah?
to learn land vehicles as well?
No.
Okay.
She'll be playing with Umpa in the back of the car.
Okay, because I was about to say your teacher would have been Mariah and she was doing a poor job.
Delris would probably
Weird
want
on that one.
to, but since it's Alari,
Alari would rather be drove around by.
If I recall
The
right, I did say it was around mid-afternoon when you was fighting Singed,
Yeah.
which means that it would get around nighttime here. So are you going to just push on through or are you going to stop?
I believe we slept since we fought Singe.
yeah, we did.
Oh yes, you did, yes, because it was mid-afternoon, then you slept, so it will be morning. So yes, it will be
Yep.
nighttime by the time you're reaching Glacierport.
Lovely.
No.
Yveltal!
Yep, there's a
Yveltal!
third.
I know I've still got 9 Pokeballs left, but like he's being a bitch.
Doombird.
So yes, you will reach Glacier Port as the sun is setting. It seems to be a bit less busy than it was last time. Like it's just winding down a bit.
Like, is this the place where the Scar Mother and that was, or is this
No,
the other
that's
place?
Valor's Hollow. This is the place where you parked up to gently use fish.
Ah, okay, that's fine then, because Alari would have some words for that lady. Also, I love the fact that we're casually abducting George.
I mean, he's
Are
still
we, though?
recovering.
He's in the back of the cart with us.
I mean, we're taking him someplace safe, right? Isn't this?
Yeah, like we're not
Really?
just gonna dump your childhood responsible friend out in the middle of the fucking cold wasteland of a ruined village, right by an object of ultimate evil. Like
I'm not
we're just not gonna do
done
that.
I'm just saying, we're technically like about to get on our boat to take him away from everything he's ever known.
Well, I mean, if he wants to, he can get off at the town. Like it's his choice. We're not forcing him.
I mean, he's still unconscious.
Well, that's why we find a doctor.
Wait, why is he unconscious?
Because he was tortured, Waffleberg.
And then he was stretched.
Waffleberg does not remember this.
Also, I caught it that time.
Yay.
Did anyone not catch it?
I got it. So I've got 2 of them now.
Ooh, 3-star. An inch on all its stats off perfect. Cordell? Cordell? Did you and Steve catch it?
Cordell's muted.
I know he's muted. Also, my computer is stuck on the lock screen and I don't know why.
So, you've all reached
So I
Glacier...
don't have 20 right now.
So you've all reached Glacier Port. It is getting to night time. The only building that still seems to be occupied is the tavern. What are y'all doing?
We should probably, like, bed down for the night before running off.
We don't want to see if there's a doctor that could take care of George.
Well, I do want George to be taken care of, but nothing seems to be open.
True.
Alrighty, everybody clear the way. Dr. Waffleberg is on the case.
Oh no.
That makes me a little terrified.
Waffleberg is pulling items out of his bag. He's pulled out, at this point, he's pulling out a bone saw. He's pulling out some chains. Pulls out a jar with someone's kidney that is still working. Tosses the jar to the side. Then he pulls out his big syringe. Anesthetics!
Did somebody take my fucking kidney again?
Oh. Yeah, Lee, if you want to join me, I'd be very happy.
For what?
Galarian Weasling.
Oh yes, I don't have one of those yet. Hang on, I'll have to load. I'll have to load Go back up.
If it gets too low, I'll jump out, but I sent you an invite.
I mean, if other people have stuff, we can invite them too.
Yeah, well, that's why I was asking, but Cordell seems to be away from his keyboard and not responding. So.
What about Ranna?
Ranna, do you have a ticket?
I would have to open the game back up because I closed it.
I'll re-invite you because it's about 20 seconds left.
Alright. I love the fact that... Okay, so...
Look at all them chickens.
You lean over George, who's still quite injured, just resting up. You cast Cure Wounds, and as you do so... His wound starts to stitch back up, his bruises seem to lessen. And he just groggily starts to sit up.
At this point, Waffleberg's going to stab him with the syringe. Anesthetics!
No! Waffleberg!
I mean,
He's gonna
That's
make
Even
not
one
how
piece.
anesthetics work. How many times do we have to have this conversation?
Look, you said you don't stab somebody before, so I'm stabbing somebody after now!
That's still not how it works.
He's had to make a wisdom saving throw. And he passed just about.
Okay, I sent the invite again.
Yep,
This is our party's healer, by the way. I just want to say that because Phoeny's no longer around.
So yes, he looks at you, but all as he just gets jabbed in the arm. He's like, "Ah, why would
well, at
needles?
least you know you have
I
painkillers
hate
in you.
needles."
Don't worry about. I'm sorry about him. He doesn't quite understand the meaning of anesthetic.
Waffleberg understands the meaning of anesthetic. He takes the needle out, puts it back in his bag, takes out a bone saw. So where does it hurt?
No!
Well, we got to amputate.
Bad Waffleberg.
When did we?
Let's save this man's life.
When did we
Yes,
get to?
but also not cutting off his limbs.
When did we get
I
to?
get according to Zonian law, I get claim to one of his limbs. I don't know why my voice has gone Russian all of a sudden, but there, bada boom, bada bing, I'm becoming like the fuckers.
This isn't fun.
Exactly.
So it's on the out here.
Waffleberg looks at George. Is there specifically anyone more attached to than the others?
He just kind of looks at you, just with a very concerned expression, just like, "Are you joking? Please tell me you're joking."
Yeah, Waffleberg's joking. He slowly puts the bone saw back in the bag along with the other prosthetic arm, just like stuffing them in the bag. Totally joking. Not planning on replacing your limbs with robotic parts. Would never do that. Waffleberg would never.
When the best did we get to Glacierport?
About half past the monkey's ass.
Why? Not long ago. We've not long arrived, to be honest.
And you just look around.
You got abducted with the little one.
Yes, I remember the beating quite severely.
Well, we ran off singed, and then there was another fucking issue with a thrall.
A thrall?
Yep.
Yes. We blew it up. It didn't
Yes.
see us.
We killed it.
Are you sure you killed it?
It looked pretty dead.
It got out, then it keeled over.
And did you destroy the crown?
Crown?
The crown of ice that resides on its head. The thing that actually, the thing that actually puts it under Lyssandra's control.
Well, I mean, it was on fire. It was big explosion. It's probably gone now.
I imagine Zonian explosion would be able to destroy
Fast.
it.
That crown was still on it, wasn't it?
You see, dark ice is a corrupted version of true ice. It takes only the hottest fires and magical fires to actually destroy that thing.
Then it's not destroyed.
Then
But it has no idea what's blown it up, at least.
Yes.
Look, Waffleberg's job was not to kill Saeed. Waffleberg's job was to save you. And Waffleberg saved you! Also to make sure that Singe didn't get to Worldroom and that Baron Buddy doesn't do what Baron Buddy does best.
Don't get me wrong. That just means that it won't fall into the wrong hands. It means that the thrall is dead. But if someone comes along that we don't want to have it, it could be bad news still.
Well, you could probably always send somebody back to get it.
I don't think I trust his employers any more than I trust whoever created that thrall in the first place.
Well, the person who created the thrall is less trustworthy than the other.
I mean, I don't trust the Winter's Claw at all. Like, I don't trust the Avarosans. I don't trust anyone who's taking part in this war.
But he just shrugs.
I'm gonna say right now, you just about saved yourself though.
What?
If it was just I don't trust the Winter's Claw, I was gonna have a couple of perceptions be rolled. But giving yourself all that with I also don't trust the Avarosans and such, it's like, okay, that's fine then.
You just don't trust anybody from your home country. It's fine.
I don't remember any of these people.
I mean, yeah, in her defense, it's not really her home country. It's just the country that she was born in. There's very little reason other than Jorge here. That, oh God, his name's not George, is it? George is the fucking pilot. What's this man's name? No, it is George. Greg's the pilot. Damn it! God damn it, Josh! I keep getting this character confused.
Waffleberg, no, you're the pilot.
Perhaps you should lay off.
This isn't even Waffleberg confusion. It's my confusion. Damn it!
Mariah's the pilot.
Oh, no, I'm confused.
I do agree with Waffleberg slightly here. Yes, this is where I was born. But from what I found out recently, this guy was the closest thing to family I had. And everyone else just left me and Delris to die.
Like, yeah, these places are not their home. Home is where you decide home is. Home is not based upon where you originate from. Waffleberg originates in Ionia, lived in Shurima most of his life, and then lived in fucking Zoltan. You are from Piltover, but you have never told us Piltover was your home. In fact, every time that we have stated that Piltover was your home, you have told us no.
Actually, I don't really know where I come
from. Exactly. Where you come from is not home. It can be, but that does not mean it is. Waffleberg is smart and philosophical sometimes.
Either way, George, we were going to rest for the night and then head out. We're heading up north.
I just love the fact that it's like, yeah, no, this philosophical thing of, oh yes, no, where you're born doesn't equal your home and such, because of the tragic backstories and such. Make home where you want to be. Meanwhile, Mariah's just there with the bigger screen, like, I don't have a tragic backstory. I love my home.
So, we have a choice of, we can stay in the tavern or we can just stay in the fish.
To be fair, it'd be cheaper to stay in the fish and we're less likely to run into assholes.
Okay, I'm concerned.
But
right
don't we have to undock the fish from that weird sitting position it's in?
I'm even more concerned now.
No, I mean, it's yes, we have to undock it if we want to sleep in it. That kind of is a pain. Let's just stay in the tavern.
Why are you wanting to undock a fish and sleep in a fish?
That's the name of our boat.
Of our boat.
Kuiper just points. Behold.
Kuiper just scurries over and does like the Will Smith pose next to the boat. Behold the gently used fish.
Okay, now how do I drive? I can drive through the night while everyone sleeps.
No, you don't know how to drive this thing. We'll just rest.
I can learn. Mariah taught me exactly how to. Wait, no.
Land vehicles and.
One, she didn't teach you how to drive that. She taught you how to drive a fucking cart, and not very well.
Excuse me?
Uh-oh. I heard you. She's coming for you.
Oh, shush, you know I'm right.
I can see
you are incorrect.
I know I'm not, dear. Either way.
You're incorrect. Roll a deception roll.
Just kind of there like, either way, we'll stay in the tavern. George, you are welcome to join us for some drinks and rest tonight before heading home. I have decided we're going to keep Umpa with us for now because, well, I don't really trust your people, and last time I left her with you, you got kidnapped.
And
she
Singe is
almost-
technically still out on the loose, so.
I'm sorry, I just love that.
And,
Just like,
you know, you got kidnapped, and the little one almost got thrown into the world ruin.
I just love the fact that it's told her to roll a deception on that, and she got an unnatural 20.
She was the best teacher.
Yes, Alari, you roll an insight for us.
I can't. I told you my thing's stuck on lock screen and I can't access roll 20.
You know what? I'm going to go off the honor system then if you got a d20 near you.
Okay, do I? 1 second.
Alright. I was just loading it on the street so I could tell you what your bonus is for insight. I mean, to be fair, I managed to go off on the system anyway for Potoo generally, so.
Mm.
This way you can't blame me if I roll for you and get bad rolls.
I'm not rolling you. Sorry.
Hit the golden dice.
Yeah, the cursed dice was at the top of the box.
It said, Master,
Do
you
it.
call for me?
Okay, I've got one.
The cursed dice that seems to like Michael more.
Oof. I rolled a 4.
Oof.
Yep, no, that would be an 8 in total. You actually think Mariah may have actually been teaching him correctly and it was just Kuiper that was failing?
Huh. Either way. Yes, that is my reasoning. I'm not leaving her with you again, George.
I mean, fair enough. I did try my best, but outnumbered.
No, I understand that.
You know
I
me,
understand that, dear, but...
And you know me, I'm not a fighter.
Well, I don't really know you, that's one thing, but at the same time, I know you tried your best, dear, but at the same time, I think she'd be safer with us until we find her parents. Or someone who can look after her well.
That is fair enough.
Either way, let's get some drinks in us.
Okay,
Yep.
so you head into the tavern. And as you do so, I am going to roll a d6. D7.
Yes, let's see who's in the
I'm going to
tavern.
roll a d8.
Oh, fuck, I forgot I had, like, drumstick lollies in my bag. From last week.
Oh, that's painful.
What?
So as you enter, a chair comes flying.
Oh, fuck!
It's... a chair goes flying. Disconnection noise.
No, that was the keyboard disconnecting from the computer.
A chair goes flying at George.
It goes flying the other way.
Ah,
It goes
Not
flying.
at whoever threw it, just away.
you just cast catapult quickly.
Can we
Instant
try?
spell.
I mean, yeah. I mean, are you going to do that, or do we have to try and stop this from hitting poor George in the face after he's just woken up from a coma?
I mean, yeah, that's why Waffleberg's casting catapult on the chair to send it away. He's not sending it at George; he's sending it far fucking away.
It just blasts through the door, the
So as it
wall
gets-
of the tavern.
As it gets inches away from George's face, just gets flung straight back. And yeah, the earth and that through it just kind of brings his hand up and smashes it into pieces. You think that it
Nobody
wasn't...
touches my patient.
Not only it's been listening, it seems like a bar fight has just broken out. And a chair just got thrown in the excitement. Not anyone in particular, it just decided to go wayward towards the door.
Oh, fun.
Just kind of looks and is like, eye twitches for a minute. Gets on a table. and just shouts, "All right, enough!"
What a shame. None of us have
already at the fucking bar grabbing a drink. He's just like,
Same.
not gonna get caught up in this shit.
Oddly enough, the bartender just seems like this is just like a normal night for him. He's not even phased by any of this fighting going on. He's just still there working the bar, and he'll just hand you like an ale.
Nice night, isn't it?
Oh yes, just your typical normal night here. It's our it's our sunsetting fight as usual.
Huh.
I mean, I don't try to make it a regular thing, but I guess it's what you would call tradition.
Nothing wrong with a good bit of tradition.
Pinco is struggling to get up the stairs.
Oh.
Hold on, it's in the middle of a bar fight. Can I do it? Let's see if I can do it. I wasn't able to do it much earlier.
Also, Alari,
No!
I want you to roll for a... How would you want to do this? Do you want to be like intimidating or persuasive?
So she's gonna be intimidating. She's gonna light a hand on fire as well.
Okay, roll me a dice, and I will add your intimidation modifier onto it. Your roll 20 is still messing up, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Also, hi Zach, I didn't see you sneaking.
17.
17 plus 5. So yes, the bar does go quiet for a bit.
I was gonna look and go, just want to drink and to chill out, so all of you settle down now!
I mean, that's why we keep that side of the bar clear for those that just want to drink. Those that fight go to the right, those that drink go to the left. That's just how the things work here.
Well, that explains the very clearly defined fighting ring.
Yeah,
Well,
you look over to like
nearly
the...
hit my friend in the face with a chair.
One of the Earthside just holds up his large pearl. My bad. I was trying to throw it. I was trying to throw it that way. It got caught on my claws and just kind of went with a swing. You know how it is.
Yeah. Either way, I just want to drink in peace.
Okay. So, y'all getting a drink?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be... Well, first things first, what are you wanting? I know Waffleberg's already got himself an ale.
What is there?
Ales, water, wines, spirits, rums, fruit juices, I suppose. But and of course, Enoch milk.
Last one was weak shit, so what's the strongest shit?
Let's have a nice surprise, shall we?
The strongest shit would be Gragas' special.
Just points like, what is this?
Oh, that. Hang on. I just needed to see if I could find like Gragas' lore stuff, just to know what his drinks are called.
I think it is called Gragas' Special.
Yeah, I think it's just like Gragas' special brew or something. Graggy Ice, that's it. It's Graggy Ice. The strongest would be Graggy Ice. If you're wanting some of that, that's gonna be like 5 gold.
Sure.
Dude just slides 5 gold.
Okay, so
I'll try a glass too.
So we've got 3 people on the Graggy Ice. Waffleberg, do you want to upgrade yours to a Graggy Ice, or are you sticking with just an ale?
Waffleberg is good with an ale.
The ale is 2 gold.
It is expensive ale, but that's okay. It's good tasting.
It's good ale. That's right. It's winter still. You're going
excuse
fine around
me.
here. And Mariah, do you want to?
She'll go with the ale too.
Okay. I was about to say, do you want the fruit juice, the milk, or the water? If you're
Nope.
going to try and
Yeah.
order an ale, I'm going to need you to. I'm going to need you to roll me a stealth and everyone else to roll me a perception.
Oh yeah, we're still trying to keep her from getting booze.
Oh, whoops, that is, sorry, not even accurate,
That was
because those
caught.
are wrong things. That is more accurate.
15, and I know my thing's +1, so 16.
Yep, so defender wins on that one, unfortunately. But Potoo and Waffleberg here Mariah just be like, I'll order an ale.
Can we sleight of hand and get this guy to give her juice instead? Or would it be
Waffleberg will roll sleight of hand to stop Potoo.
Okay, so I'm going to need you both to roll me a sleight of hand. Let's see who wins.
It's opposing sleight of hands. I got a 20.
Of course you did.
So you go to try and stop her, but she just gets her hand first and just kind of flicks one of the gold back at Mariah, or you can try and steal that gold yourself if you want to, Potoo.
Well, I'm not after the gold. I just make like slight hand gestures and just
Okay.
add a piece of gold to it. To just like
Okay.
emphasize.
Since Potoo's doing that, Waffleberg's just going to shove his ale into Mariah's face.
Why do you want her drunk?
Okay.
Would be funny.
So
You want to clean up the vomit?
Mariah,
Why, yes.
before you're even handed a drink, Waffleberg just shoves his ale in front of you.
Oh, thank you very much.
You
That
will.
means Waffleberg gets the juice.
No, actually, in her rush, she has left her 2 gold there. So the bartender will just look at Waffleberg and be like, well, given that's what's happened, I can take this 2 gold to give you another ale if you want.
Dude,
Yeah, that'll
makes
be
this gold
nice.
Coin back.
Yep, so you get your ale back. And as you all take yours, actually, Stellara will order the milk.
Milk.
Mort.
Do you just not drink? Is it against your religion?
No,
That
it's
was
just
I think.
it's just after, the first time I bumped into you all and seeing her drunk, it kind of put me off being drunk for a bit.
I'm gonna go.
My mother used to tell me.
I'm gonna go up to her, put an arm around her shoulder. It's like, oh, come on, dear, let loose, have a little fun with us.
I need to kiss,
Fine.
but you're not the gay one.
I mean,
Roll me a persuasion there, Alari.
given everything that we've been through, you kind of deserve a drink, don't you?
3.
You can roll me a persuasion as well then, Potoo, given you're joining in with this.
I rolled.
Kuiper's just gonna hand her his drink.
I got a natural 20.
Okay, you don't even need to pass her your drink there, Kuiper. Because Potoo just be like, oh, go on. Stellara will hand her milk over to Umpa. And will order herself a Greggy Ice.
Good on you.
Let's all see if we get
George,
hammered on just one glass of Greggy Ice.
George is just going to have the water. He's recovering from a beating. He kind of is in no mood to be drunk and have another headache.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't need him losing any blood.
So,
Because it does thin the blood.
as you all sit down to have your drinks, I'm going to need... Well, first, let's do this first things first with people that just had the normal ale and then the Greggy Ices. So, Mariah and Waffleberg, roll me a Constitution saving throw. Here we go again with drunk Mariah. Mariah, you get tipsy. You're getting tipsy. Waffleberg, you handle it quite well. It's definitely stronger than the last stuff you're having, but you're managing it. It's nothing that you can't handle. Mariah, the world is spinning, lads.
Well, I feel amazing.
And now I'm going to need con saves from Alari. Oh wait, first have we forgotten someone? What's Pinco having?
Pinko's not drinking.
upstairs.
Pinko went
Go
upstairs.
into upstairs.
In that case,
So, I should ask, are we going to be doing this with disadvantage considering that it is Gragus Ale?
nope, it's just a higher DC save.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
So
Okay,
Constitution saving throws for you well, you three and Stellara.
green or purple?
Purple.
oh, this is gonna blow my cover.
6.
You got a 6. Let me just see what that is with your bonuses. That would be 11 for you, Alari.
I think this is giving me superpowers.
And Stellara gets a 12. Alari, Stellara are both drunk. Two, you also failed, but not as badly. You are tipsy.
Hmm.
Kuiper, you just start to drink it, and then you just feel the chair give from underneath you, and you just kind of slide onto the floor.
Good night.
Umpa just rolls her eyes and goes back to her milk.
This is the point where Kuiper realizes he cannot sleep it off. Oh no.
Go on.
Just think. While Alari's drunk, she's going to be incredibly flirty with literally anyone.
Who will sit next to Alari?
That's a good question.
Well, she had her arm
Yes.
around Stellara beforehand.
That is
and then-
true. That is true. Kuiper, you're too drunk to notice someone stealing your girl. So yes,
basically, Alari's just there being incredibly flirty with Stellara.
So the way things are at the moment, the non-drunks are Waffleberg, Pinco, George, and Umpa. The tipsy are Potoo and Mariah. And the drunks are Stellara and Alari. And Kuiper is now a rug. Kuiper does not know how legs work,
Kuiper has become jelly.
pretty much. Like, this is strong. It should also be noted, this is the Greggy Ice, as the name implies. It is a very cold drink as well. So
Alari doesn't really notice
no,
that
but
much.
Kuiper may with that roll, given he may be also having a bit of brain freeze.
Yeah.
Notice what, sir?
That you're having a bit of brain freeze because these drinks are really ice cold.
I love true ice in my drink.
Churro
I
ice.
mean, that is quite literally the thing. Gragos's brewery has true ice that he uses the water from to make his drinks. Therefore,
Oh
they are
God.
always cold.
This stuff is pretty good. Mm.
And as you're all there, just having your drinks, probably wondering where Kuiper went for a second.
Just accidentally nudges Kuiper with a foot.
Anyone who's paying attention questioning Alari's sexuality.
Yep. Alari is badly flirting with Stellara at this point. Stellara does not know what to make of this.
Hey, how's I'm badly flirting?
Roll me a charisma check.
Just normal?
Just with disadvantage, I'd say,
Even more
because
mandolin.
you are drunk.
Yes.
Okay, I rolled a 16 and a 19, so 16.
21, yeah. It's still slurred speech, but you're trying your damn best. Unfortunately, she still doesn't seem interested.
She's just kind of there like, what's going on?
For those that are a bit more of the sober mind, a door slams up. The door slams open. And in steps a old, haggard man with a long, flowing beard. And he just kind of ignores the bar fight and races up to the bar and just starts yammering on with the bartender.
Alari kind of stops aggressively flirting and just watching this encounter.
Yep.
You gonna start flirting with the old man?
No, too old.
The best
At
way,
least
the best
you're,
way I could describe this that's going on at the moment. Hang on, I need to refresh the page because it tried to drag the thing and then it failed. Best way I could describe it, Rebecca. Do you know, like, do you know when we usually go up to yours and your grandma kind of gets a bit tipsy, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
no, she's like that again. I'm imagining this is what Umpa's like with Alari at the moment.
Yeah.
Just Alari there. It's like, I'm drunk. I still have standards.
well, that's always
So,
good.
yes. This is the guy you see at the bar. Once it decides to not be Valeri. There we go.
Oh, it's him. I just realized the woman that he's reaching for just looks so done with it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you
You're
can't
a
see.
kindly
Can you see
looking
Discord
old
at least?
man.
Yes, I can see Discord. I've got it up on my iPad.
Okay, let me throw this into D&D chat then for you, so that you can also see what this guy looks like. But yes, those, if you want to, those that aren't a blackout drunk Mr. Kuiper, because at this point, the only thing you're hearing is the thumping of your own head. It's like a hangover started on early, just purely by brain freeze. But
He's still trying to incoherently speak to this man that's near him.
I will want some perceptions from peeps. From those that are drunk, give it to me with disadvantage.
13.
5.
Unless you want me to roll again.
16.
Given it's with disadvantage,
Oh.
Kuiper.
So a 6.
Okay, so
Like, oh.
6. What did you get there, Potoo?
16.
Okay. Alari got a 6 plus her.
No, a 6 in total.
Oh,
I
6
rolled a
in.
5.
Okay.
I know Alari's
Yep.
perception bonus is
Yes,
+1.
that's fine. That's fine. So, with that, give me a sec. Waffleberg, Potoo, you overhear him ranting and raving and going on about the shapes up north, the shapes in the mountains. And the bartender's there going, oh, is this another one of your stories, Björg? I'm telling you, I saw them. Tall as buildings and white fur all over and teeth like daggers.
Waffleberg is going to walk up to the gentleman. Hello!
You can't believe me this time. I saw him and oh, hello there. Look,
Sir, could, I think I believe you.
see, it's about time someone believes me. They're up there in the mountains and no one's been listening to me. You, And he just like kind of leans in close to you, Waffleberg, and just goes, "It's the Yetis. The Yetis are up there."
Well, that's which mountain?
uh, hmm. there was just kind of west from here, east. Sorry, in my panic, I got to be turned around there. To the east of here.
It's fine.
Yes, to the west in the ocean. Yes, to the east. You don't have a map, do you? Do you
Malphite's
have a
taking
map?
a bath. Well, yeah, I do. Waffleberg takes out his own copy of the map.
Okay.
Um,
Why do I imagine with that Kuiper just like the Yetis are down here, just pointed to his pants? The Yetis are. Well, actually, if I do this quickly. Oh, I dragged you to the wrong map. That one. The Yetis are here. And he makes a little scribble there.
oh, that is good.
I saw two of the shapes. I got out of there before they woke up.
That's good. You're not a poacher, are you?
No!
Good. I didn't take you for a poacher. I just need to make sure. Sometimes a bad judge of character. Sometimes but you seem like a nice guy. But yes, he'll order the good Sir Bjorn some ale, which he will hand him, and then he'll kind of pat him on the shoulder. You should rest up.
Yes. Can't think with a fuzzy mind and such. Yes.
Oh no. You know what? There is a beautiful spot over like in the mountains. It's called Stone Hollows. It's got a nice beach. You should take a vacation there. Some Veliorians went there early, but you should take a vacation there. There's no yetis there. It's just like these cute little stone creatures that give you hugs and stuff. And like you should go there and like vacate, do some fishing.
Hang on, I just need to look at something now with this. So I just realised something.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. Apparently there's a censored version of that artwork for him. And I was trying to figure out what were the difference. Turns out they replaced the beer with bacon.
They did replace the beer with bacon. I know this because he is my main card for my Freljord deck.
While this is happening, Alari is not getting any response from Stellaris, so she goes to find someone else to flirt with.
Okay. Make me a perception.
Secretly find Singed in disguise.
Oh, yes. How lovely. Would you like to come back to my place? Whereabouts is it? It's overseas. Don't worry. We'll get a nice boat. Here,
13?
put on these love manacles I have. 13. Yeah.
13 plus 1, so 14. Sorry.
Kind of just weave your way through the bar fight that's still happening.
Mm-hmm.
You just find a seat next to someone. And you just slip your arm around them.
Yep.
I'll let you handle the rest.
Yeah. Well, do you actually want me to roleplay it?
Or at least start with a starting line.
Well, hello there.
No, it's you.
Wait, do we know each other?
Dun, dun.
The person will
Not
just
drunk
slowly
Waffleberg is
turn to
speaking up.
you. Given your drunkenness, roll me a wisdom check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage, so on disadvantage, that's 10. Not sure of her wisdom bonus, so
Her wisdom bonus is a +1, so that's 11.
11.
Yes. Think you recognize this face. You're not sure at first. You try to put 2 and 2 together. She just rolls her eyes, leans to one side, picks up a helmet and puts it on. Now, do you recognize me, you drunken idiot?
Who is it?
Sejuani.
Oh, he's like,
Yeah.
oh, still. Like, oh, it's you.
Yes,
Still.
it's me.
Wait,
What
are
do
you
you
the gay
Goes
one?
on a drunken rant on how awful.
Like Waffleberg from afar just looks over to Potato. Wait, is Alari the gay one now? What did I miss?
She's drunk.
Oh no, I should have had the funniest thing just be like, puts her around so I'll start to flirt with him. They just turn around, Draven.
Draven now has to prove his
Here.
worth by fighting Sejuani.
No, but Alari's just there like, oh, it's you. Still, though.
Still, it's a no.
Can't blame a girl for trying.
I mean, you can, but you'd blame the drink more.
Oh, trust me, dear. Just because I'm drunk doesn't mean I can't notice when someone's attractive. She just gets up and walks away.
Quite honestly, Puss, I thought you were the straight of the two.
I don't particularly have a preference, darling.
Are you going to try again with someone?
Sure.
I'm going to roll something for this. Okay. So you get up, you take a seat next to Sawana yet again. A bit away from the bar fighting this time.
Yeah. Just kind of sits down, like, hello.
Potoo, what's your reaction to this?
Hello, drunken lady.
Oh, it's you.
Yes.
I rolled to see where you sat, and you sat next to Potoo.
I wasn't
Couldn't
sure
try
what
with
it
the
was.
ladies, so now you're trying here,
Sadly, you're not exactly my type.
No, that's fine. I'm not many people's type.
Potoo, since you're a bit distracted, I'm going to have only Waffleberg roll for this, because Waffleberg is not drunk yet. Waffleberg, roll me a perception.
I'd also like to state the Waffleberg's passive perception is 13, but never mind, he got a 17. His passive investigation is 17. So, like, when Waffleberg's just looking around, he sucks, but when he's actually looking for something, he's good.
You watch Umpa get up from the seat and just wander off outside.
Waffleberg is following the little Yeti creature.
Okay. First things
Just
first.
kind of like the shark and Jaws just popping up every now and then. Dun dun.
First
Dun
things
dun.
first, make me a dex save.
Yes, the Kuiper trap.
Exactly. Just to make sure you don't trip over a Kuiper.
Kuiper just connects to your leg, and you're just taking Kuiper with you now.
I was gonna try that. Damn it.
I mean, you can, if you want to.
Yes.
In that case, you roll me athletics, Kuiper. Waffleberg, athletics or acrobatics, because this would be a grapple.
Depends if you allow it. Just like, take me with you.
So yeah, you feel Kuiper just kind of grasp onto your leg as you just kind of walk over him.
It's like Roger
Waffleberg will pick him up and put him over his shoulders. He continues to just like jaw start dun 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 as he follows after the Yeti.
Oh,
Shh, who's stealthing?
oh, okay.
Kuiper sneakily joins.
Who
I'm
sneakily joins?
pretending to sleep.
Oh no. I was saying Kuiper just
Alright.
sneakily starts doing this.
Because I'm going to say, if Potoo's trying to sneakily join, she's going to have to try and worm her way away from Alari at the moment.
Alright, we're fourth wall booping the DM. I'm a man.
Oh yeah, sorry. I keep it. I know I should know this by now, but you know how it is. Sometimes it just bleeps out
Yes,
of my
I know,
mind.
I sound like a woman.
No,
It's
just that it bleeps
fine
out my
voice
mind.
in my head.
So yes, you sneak outside, and you just see Umpa just sat there in the middle of the little town, just in a little snowdrift, just looking up at the sky. She just kind of gathers up some of the snow, tosses it up over her head, just tries to eat a couple of the little snowflakes falling down. And then you see the bottom lip tremble.
Do you miss them?
Umpa will slowly turn around to you and just nod.
I miss mine too. Waffleberg is gonna go and sit down by Oompa. It is never easy. Never. And it will never get easier. We learn to live with that feeling.
Umpa will just like take the handle end of her little club and just start to do like a rough drawing in the sketch. Well, rough drawing in the snow. With just like at first she draws herself. Then she draws what you think are just similes of the party. Like you got a tiny little Kuiper there, just like the three large eyes. You got Stellari just with the hood. You've got Potoo just like holding out a strange sword. You got Alari with two heads. Merely because she's joined Alari and Delris as one. When she draws you, Waffleberg, the eyes kind of swirls. Mariah is basically almost all mouth. And Pinco is quite literally a circle with four little stick legs. And then she'll like draw a little X over herself and then look to you all. No, look to you, Waffleberg. Just like bottom lip still trembling.
Waffleberg is going to reach out with his non-metal arm, and he's going to pat her on the head.
If you want to, you can roll me an insight to see what message she was trying to get across. Ooh. Kuiper is typing.
No type.
She seems concerned and upset about the idea of you leaving her.
All things will end one day. Everything has to go eventually. Always does, always will. That is why we have memories. There is little time in the world that we can spend with others. We have to cherish that time. Even when they are thousands of years old, you still have to cherish the small moments.
Umpa will just slowly nod, and then just let her yawn.
We will miss you too. But sometimes paths may go different ways. But we won't forget you. Waffleberg has never forgotten a face. He acts like he does because it's funny, but he's never forgotten a face.
And and Umpa will just lean against you and just fall asleep.
Waffleberg just kind of holds her close, patting her on the head.
Also,
His coat is hanging over her just to make sure that she's not cold.
Also, I love the fact that, yeah, again, we had a nice, serious, touching moment from Waffleberg. And the only other person that was there to hear it is so blind drunk they won't remember it.
Currently asleep on Waffleberg's shoulder, I imagine.
Make me a con save, Kuiper. Oh.
That's the disguise gone.
Well, A, yes, that is the disguise gone. But also B, yeah, you start to smell something foul, the Waffleberg.
Moonman, did you just throw up on me?
I'm sorry, you made me think of things.
Waffleberg is just going to hold Moonman out in front of him.
Yep, his glamour is lost. He's got a bit of sick dribbling down his chin.
He's just going to put him face first in the snow.
You know what? I give up on this. He's gonna use Fade Death on himself.
Do it.
So yeah, you put it first into the snow, and his body goes limp.
Waffleberg's just gonna bury him in the snow, leaving some small little eye holes and a mouth hole, and he's just going to write a note that says "Do not disturb." Put it in the snow. Waffleberg's gonna pick up the child, and he is going to go back inside, leaving his coat on the snowman that has been puked on, so he does not have his coat on at the moment.
So much for so much for what the look would be to say for the dice. Oh, to be fair.
Well, I will state Wilhelm is staying out there to watch over him, but Waffleberg isn't doing it.
Okay, so Alari, you don't seem to be getting too far with this person you've sat next to. Probably because it's.
I mean, she wasn't even trying to flirt with Potoo, to be honest.
She gave up.
She gave up. She was kind of like, nah.
It was just like you sat down, started talking, looked over, saw your Potoo, like, nah.
It was more like it was just literally an interaction of, sorry, you're not my type.
It's fine. I'm not many people's type.
Is that because I'm a bird person?
To be honest, kind of. She's not really into Vestians.
That's racist.
She's not into Vestians. Nico, what? Oh yeah, no, wait, yeah, no, I can't do that.
That's
Delris.
Alari's not into Vistians.
Actually, that's a
Well,
good point.
Waffleberg is going to go and hand the baby over to Potoo.
Oh, yes, a child.
Then Waffleberg is going to look at Alari. Are you drunk right now?
Very.
Is she still by Sejuani?
No, she sat
No.
next to Potoo now.
Oh, okay.
She
I kind
realized
of
she was sitting next to me and gave up the whole flirting thing.
Sejuani just completely just went no. It's like okay then.
Okay.
What?
On a scale of 1 to Kuiper at the moment, who's buried in snow because fuck him. How cool? How drunk are you?
I mean, I'm drunk. I don't think I'm incapable.
You were just flirting with Potoo.
No, I said I didn't want to flirt with Potato.
She's sober enough to realize that it's me.
What's wrong with Potoo?
I don't know. Just
He's
pretend
not my
sad
type.
face.
He's not my type. And not just because you've got feathers, but because you're very scrawny.
I'm rather buff for my type.
I don't know, you are kind of scrawny. Like, you very little meat on your bones. Although, to be fair, we are birds. We shouldn't have meat on our bones. That'd be very unhealthy.
I
Even
mean,
though we're an ostrich.
there's your size. And then there's her size. Gestures to Sejuani over in the corner.
Yes, she's not a bird.
Oh, so you're a chubby chaser.
No, I like muscles. I don't think that's a chubby chaser.
But Waffleberg looks at Eli. You're drunk. Go home, Eli.
I technically don't have one.
I mean,
Go
you
hero.
do. It's the same one that we all have. Slightly used fish.
But the fish is horizontal right now.
Yes, have fun figuring out how to get into it.
We can't
Okay.
go to the fish. We were going to stay here tonight because we'd have to undock the fish.
The sound of an
Okay,
accord-
well. Oh,
Have we
sorry.
even paid for a room?
As you're just discussing this, the sound of an accordion fills the air.
Just a thing, just during this entire thing, Alari would have been looking like herself for the most part. Blue-skinned self, not Delris.
Where's the accordion coming from?
It's coming from the
Two
bar.
immediately looks for the accordion.
It's coming from the
Coming
bar.
from the bar?
Yes.
Oh no.
As you look at the bar, you see a familiar figure dancing along the top of it. It's me.
Ah!
Smee just bought
Where
himself.
the hell did you get an accordion?
Smee just bought himself a drink, passed on the con save, and is now just dancing around playing the accordion.
Ah, yes.
You hide so
Okay.
many talents, you little rascal.
Smee's very smart. Go figure.
Well, Waffleberg gonna go put this one to bed. You, Potoo, are you drunk, Potoo? You're not drunk, are you?
No, I've got the slight fuzzies, but I'm sober enough.
Good.
not too bad.
The fucking thief and the Kimber are the ones that are fucking responsible. Good. I'm gonna put the baby to sleep, and then I'm gonna go and get the other baby outside and put it to fucking sleep.
Right.
There's a baby?
I'm
Where's your
talking about.
jacket,
I'm
by
talking
the
about
way?
Moon. He puked on my jacket.
I warned you.
Waffleberg's gonna grab Mariah, shake her up, and point her at Potoo.
No! Just
Waffleberg,
dives behind the counter.
Mariah, make
you-
me a con save.
Waffleberg,
Yeah.
If you bring your coat to me, I can fix it up for you.
Turn it bright pink.
I'll turn you bright pink.
Okay.
I have the spell that allows me to clean things.
Mariah, you are grabbed by the shoulders by Waffleberg, shaken up, and pointed towards Potoo. Odds or evens?
I use my uncanny dodge to dive behind the
Odds?
Yeah.
You feel your stomach bubbling and growling.
This is an area effect, Ranna. Have fun trying to use uncanny dodge on that.
If I go right behind the counter, I have something to hide behind.
You don't throw up. You feel like a burp is about to come out at first. And then it goes downwards instead. Waffleberg?
Waffleberg's tossing her. Waffleberg is tossing her. He's going to toss her behind the bar.
Make me a strength check.
I mean, that's 12. She's not that heavy.
So as you start to hear her go, you hear like the faces. You just kind of pick her up and quickly. The best way to put it is, Joe, like in American football, where you just get the ball and quickly toss it.
Yeah.
Basically, you do that with Mariah. You just kind of hut her over the bar, and you just, like a little grenade, you just see her fly through the air with a
stink bomb.
Which is where Potoo is. Waffleberg's just going to take the baby and he's going to go upstairs now.
Alari will get up and go to the bartender and be like, "Do you have any food?"
Oh God!
Yes.
You're supposed to eat before you drink.
Yes, we got food. We've got some nice roast at the moment. If you're after some of that.
Yeah, do.
What was that? Sorry.
She's like, yes, that'll do.
Yes. One order of roasted Enoch. That'd be. Oof. You wanted just the roast, or you're wanting the sides as well?
Oh, I'll take the sides too.
4 gold.
That's fine with me.
It does come with another ale.
That's also fine with me.
So yes, it takes a bit, but then out comes like a large leg of roasted Enoch, some roasted potatoes, some winter vegetables, and another cask of another thingy of ale, tankard of ale.
Yep. She'll just start digging into it.
Yep.
Like she's not eating like sloppily, but she's like, you know.
Oh yeah, it's very
She seems
delicious.
She seems very happy right now.
Like the meat is pretty much at the point where like it's just falling off the bone. It's that like that's succulent. And I'm also going to need another con save because of the ale.
Okay.
That's when you're down. It just like not even affected by this one after that graggy eyes.
Like, I'm not joking. I'm literally playing into one of Alari's personality traits right now.
That's fine. So
literally, personality trait is like I like to eat lots of food. It makes me very happy.
Yep. So Waffleberg, if you're paying for a room, it is. Are you going for just a basic room or a quality room?
Oh, Waffleberg are trying to do quality.
Quality room is 3 gold.
Yeah, no, Waffleberg will take the quality.
Yep.
He's just he'll give the 3 gold, take the baby upstairs to the quality, put it up there, and then he's gonna come back down, grab Kuiper.
As you go outside, Kuiper, the hour is just about passing up. You feel your eyes flick back open. You are surrounded by snow.
Well, Waffleberg's just gonna stand over him. Hello, Moon Man!
Absolutely freaking out on the snow.
Make me a con save.
Me?
Yes.
Give me a second.
Oh God, does he have a hangover?
Well, he has that as well. That goes without saying.
Con.
Yes.
No. Fuck's sake.
You feel yourself burning up.
Oh.
Wow, the party member with a bunch of fucking fur has hypothermia.
I mean, you did bury him in snow.
That
Even
is
with fur,
fair. That is
will
fair.
hit you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did also put my jacket on him, so warmth. Yeah, Waffleberg will pick up Moonman. That is for puking on my coat. He's then going to put his coat inside out on Moonman. And then he's going to take Moonman inside up to the room.
At this point, the sick is just frozen solid, so it's just like a lump of ice on your back.
You just gotta use his one cantrip per day to cast prestidigitation and wash it all off. Just asked.
You were drunk. I had the baby to deal with. And then I also had the Yeti as well.
Very.
All right, we're going upstairs. I'm going to put you in a nice hot bath. Yes, that sounds nice. Yes. And then Waffleberg, like the good doctor he is, will give you anesthetic.
No, you will not.
We'll argue about that when we get to that point. But for now, we take you inside.
I heard what you said earlier. It was beautiful.
You heard nothing.
Yeah.
In a drunken stupor, you heard nothing. And if you tell anybody what you didn't hear, Waffleberg will devour you. And by that I mean I'm just going to chuck you into Potoo's mouth. She's got a big mouth. She could eat you whole. Sorry.
Is this the third time I'm
Just
going to have
had
to
to
make
roll for
reference to...
perception and see how much.
Is this the third time I'm going to have to make reference to a Vorcheck? Please
I
don't
was
make
about
this
to
a
roll
thing.
perception and then just
She
shake
Okay,
her
I'm going-
eye.
she went as the
I'm going-
bird known for having a big mouth. This is not my fault that these jokes keep popping up. It's Ranna's. The Potoo is known for its large mouth. It eats other
Can I-
birds.
Oh, God.
Can I feign death for an hour in real life?
I thought that's what this session was.
Literally.
Potoo, you can roll a perception if you want to. With disadvantage, though.
That's a 19.
Is that with
The
disadvantage?
other thing was a 24.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of overhear that.
All right. Mariah.
Somehow you overhear that just above Mariah's bum squeaks.
Mariah, I am sorry. I'm picking Mariah up, I'm shaking her, and I'm throwing her out the door at Waffleberg. Would you like a strength check?
Well, first things first, I want a strength check from you, and I want another con save from Mariah, this time with disadvantage.
That's a 17 strength.
I love the fact that I'm not even making you try and grapple Mariah at this point. It's just happening.
We start using her as a throwing grenade.
You're in bed.
I'm not.
I thought you were sent away.
What? No.
Here. She's still at the bar with you. Like she was just eating.
What did you get for your strength?
17.
Okay, yeah. You pick up Mariah.
If she lands head first on him, the cannons go off.
You pick up Mariah, you throw her. You're too busy eating Alari to notice Mariah Yeskin flying past you. And you land outside in the snow, Mariah. Luckily,
Oh, what? Did
because
Waffleberg
you got...
move?
That's a good point, actually. Well, to be fair, you rolled a 16, didn't you?
I rolled a 17.
Waffleberg has a meat shield. Don't make me use my meat shield. He's already dying.
Go on,
You already.
what's your AC, Waffleberg?
Waffleberg's AC is 16.
So yeah, you get hit by a Mariah.
Waffleberg is behind cover, which is Kuiper. So that wouldn't that actually make it 18?
I'd say Kuiper would more count as a shield at this point.
That would still make it 18.
So she's bouncing off
Cover
of
and
Kuiper,
shield gives the
essentially.
same amount.
Pretty much, she just kind of bounces off Kuiper.
And man,
Ow.
Waffleberg just is running. Just running inside past Potato, leaving Potato and Kuiper out there. As Waffleberg's like, hit the deck!
Dude just goes back to hiding behind the freaking bar.
And nothing happens. With that con save of 16, Mariah doesn't want to throw up or anything. If anything, Mariah, you're just feeling a bit hungry now.
I don't know. Kuiper, having another Yordle thrown into you. How are you feeling?
Undisguised, unwanting cover.
So yes, hang on a sec. So is there any more shenanigans you're wanting to do tonight, or is it time for rest?
I think it's bedtime. I'm also going to take one of the fancy rooms. You said it was 3 gold, right?
Indeed. The fancy rooms are fancy because they've got their own little bathroom, they've got an actual bath, they've got an actual toilet. They've got a nice comfy bed.
Alari will also take a fancy room.
Yep. Before you're even allowed to buy one, Mariah, he'll just be like, yeah, we're just gonna put you in one of the normal little rooms.
A normal one?
Oh no, wait, yeah, no, I can't do that because it weren't this one where you threw up in it. That was Stormwall.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, you can get a comfy room if you want to.
Oh, I'm gonna get a comfy room and
Okay.
vomit all over it.
Oddly enough, you don't feel like vomiting at this moment in time with that last concept.
I will get Waffleberg to shake me up until I want to vomit.
I mean, you could always just get yourself another Greggy Ice.
Yeah.
Oh, you had an ale, although I'm pretty sure Greggy Ice would probably do you in.
Are you actually going to try and sneak another Greggy Ice?
Yes.
I'm not in the room right now, so I can't do anything.
I am.
That is true. A lot of them have gone to bed at this point. I believe
It's
the only two that could really do something at the moment are Stellara and... If Waffleberg's down there, Waffleberg could as well, but I don't think either of them are going to.
I am.
Waffleberg is upstairs in his room at this point.
Okay, so and that's a mark another 5 off gold off you, and I'm going to need a con save. I'm going to say this right now. Given that you're already technically tipsy / slightly drunk, yeah, you don't even make it to your room. You're just flat out on the bar, on top of the bar. In fact, I'm just going to roll something right now. Because of that. Odds or evens?
Evens.
You are somehow pulled into the bar fight.
Oh no!
Oh crap.
Just pulls her gun out.
Roll me a percentile, aka a D100. Let's see how well you do in your drunken state. 93. Okay. So, as morning breaks.
Just one thing before she goes to bed.
Yep.
Just kind of like heading up the stairs, she'll look over at Sejuani and just go, coward. And then walk up the stairs.
You couldn't handle me.
That's what you think.
That's
I've
what I
handled.
know.
I was like, I've handled worse than you. Then just continues up the stairs.
So yes, as morning breaks. Kuiper. Ha ha ha, go banga banga banga
No.
bang. Stellara has crashed in your room though. Like, she did pay for her own room, but she was so drunk she just ended up flopping on yours.
That's fine. He would have been up all night, probably questioning his existence, but also trying his best to read the book that Pinco gave him.
Intelligence check with disadvantage because of drunkenness.
Come on.
Is this where all the luck comes into it?
Oh,
Oddly enough, yes.
goddamn.
Given how I am tracking this thing. Oh, who's
Oh.
coming over there? Oh, weird. Given how I'm tracking this, you are now on the same level as Potoo for knowing how to drive a land vehicle.
Yay!
Yay!
You may need a couple more lessons / a couple more reading still, but you're getting there. I was about to say who would be up first, but given Kuiper has been up all night, it would be Kuiper. So, but yeah, you were reading the book, so who would be waking up at this point next?
Alari would.
Okay,
But it wouldn't be Alari, it'd be Delris.
Delris, you
Yeah.
wake up in bed. Your head's banging for some reason.
Oh, no. Why?
And just on like a loose piece of paper on your bed, you find
Do
ramblings
not
and
disturb me. Sorry.
no, you find ramblings and scrollings.
Of?
It looks like your sister's handwriting.
Saying?
Saying, and I quote, "Fuck Sejuani, man, she wouldn't know the best thing if it hit her in the face. Fuck her, but it just goes on like that for the rest of the page."
Just Delris is just there like, the fuck happened last night? And who the fuck's Sejuani? Because Delris never met Sejuani.
That is true.
Just get a very vivid mental picture from your sister.
So,
No.
so as you wake up and you find that note, what are you doing?
She'll just kind of like look confused at it, put it in her pocket, and then just go out of the room to see where she is.
If I recall right, it was Delris the first time you stopped here as well.
Yeah. Like, oh, this place. Just
Yep.
kind of heads down towards the bar,
As
looking
you,
like herself.
as you
kind
head
of
down
like-
towards the bar, over in one of the corners, you find slumped there, still asleep, a large muscular female wearing a helmet that has one horn of ice and one cracked horn of ice. That looks familiar for some reason, but you can't quite place your fingers on it. With one massive black eye at the moment, sleeping off a bar fight. With Mariah just kind of slumped in her lap. Also with one large black eye.
Alari, Delris will just kind of walk over and just kind of get a closer look because she looks familiar and she's like, Also, just looking at Mariah like, you end up in the weirdest places, small friend.
Yeah.
Kind of pokes Mariah in the face.
Right? You feel yourself being poked in the face. At first you
Mm.
think it's time to fight again, and then you just open your eyes and see it's Alari. Not Alari, it's
Delris.
Delris.
Wake up.
No.
Yes, you're sat in some lady's lap.
Mariah,
That's more something
Oh.
you do, not you.
Mariah, you turn your head. You sat in Sejuani's lap.
That's like more my thing, not yours.
Ha, I'm women than you and look at me.
Them memories of last night come flooding back. Yes, you
Oh.
had a drink. You got dragged into the bar fight. You started punching people left, right, and centre. And then you and Sejuani just kind of punched each other in the face for a bit.
Well, it wasn't really getting each other. It was more like beating up each other. Ha!
Like,
Okay.
I heard you roll that to see how well you did. With a 93, yeah, you picked a fight with Sejuani after a bit, and actually managed to match you with him for a bit.
Well, in the face, so many. It was so fun. You should have joined in.
I wasn't out last night. That was Alari.
Well,
And from the looks of things, she had an interesting night. Who's this? Whose lap are you sat in? No.
you should have anyway.
Mariah,
What?
you wouldn't know because you didn't go with them to see Sejuani in the first place. So you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know who this is.
Well,
Maybe get off. Maybe get off your brawling partner's lap then, and we'll get breakfast.
She'll roll off.
Yep.
I'm surprised she hasn't woken up during all of this because we're not even being quiet. Like,
Oh yeah, no, Sejuani's out like a light.
I'll just kind of poke her too. It's like, hello?
Yeah, just slaps your hand away.
Eh.
What?
Excuse me?
What? What is it?
You want breakfast too?
What, sorry?
Do you want breakfast too?
She just kind of squints a bit. Alari?
Well, no, Alari's blue.
I know, but she's squinting because, you know, one black eye and she's still quite hungover.
No. You know, you met my sister probably last night? I'm Delris.
Your sister's a bitch.
You that one? She can be when she wants to be. Anyway, want to join us for breakfast?
No, I got places to be.
You look like you're barely alive. Join us. We'll have some food.
Maybe a persuasion.
Okay. Delris, this is not Delris's like thing. 14.
If you're paying, fine.
Sure. I mean, you put this one out of trouble last night at least. I was happy, like, you know, usually we wake up to find her nearly kidnapped by Mundo, so.
What the fuck's a Mundo?
You don't want to know.
Kuiper, you feel someone watching you from the window.
What?
For a second you think you catch a glimpse of purple.
Mundo's stalking us.
Oh, no.
Just a
It's like, you don't want to know.
Oh, jeez.
Also, you and my sister must have had an interesting time.
Why?
Oh, just something she wrote last night.
She
Kind
just
of walks up to the bar to get the food.
she just thinks on it. It's like, no, I surely didn't. I was fighting. I don't think she joined in on the fighting. No. Let me just see how long we've been recording for. 2 hours something. Seems like a good place. So
Yeah. Everyone getting breakfast.
Yep. So as everyone else slowly wakes up, Probably helps that the smell of breakfast is wafting through the place now.
Food.
And as you make your way there, you're all gifted food. For some reason, Sejuani's there eating with you. And on top
Yeah.
of that, Sejuani and Mariah look like they've been in a war.
What happened?
Just amused Potoo eyes as he looks between both Mariah and Sejuani.
She punched me, I punched her, we punched each other. She's quite good with her fists for a small thing.
Thank you.
Sounds like it was in good faith.
I appreciate someone that knows how to do a bar fight.
I know how to bar fight.
I'm drunk.
Yeah,
Not.
apparently your sister doesn't though, or else she may have gotten further.
Waffleberg knows how to fight with the bar.
Wait, what exactly was she trying to do last night?
To
She
put
got a little tipsy.
a little tipsy is putting it lightly. Your sister was trying to sleep around.
The fellow looks like. Ooh.
Stellaro just chuckling like, yeah, you may want to have a word with your sister at some point. We thought you were the gay one.
I mean, I am.
Also, she tried to flirt with Potoo, if I recall.
She realized who I was eventually, though.
But she was flirting with you as well. Looks at Sejuani like.
Yeah, we tried. Failed. She's not my type.
Oh, what's your type?
Ugh, how best to put it. Someone that could forcefully pin me down.
Oh, you're that kind of girl.
Kinky.
What the hell's that in the background? It's me on this accordion again.
Just still there after last night, like.
Yeah, he's still there after last night. Somehow he's got a little pile of gold in front of him now. He's just been busking in the tavern.
Just kind of like, Delris is just there, like, looks up and down. It's like, can't blame her. To be honest.
Also, it goes without saying, but yeah, Kuiper looks like death to you all.
I think he had the worst out of all of this.
I'm gonna
Just
say I
looks
wasn't
to-
last night. I would have loved to
looks-
scrap.
Looks to nobody in particular. If I try to drink anything again, you have full permission to bury me in the snow before I have the chance.
Waffleberg pulls out his gun. Can do.
Thank you. He doesn't even flinch. Just goes, thank
Just
you.
kind of, like, to be honest, I'm kind of sad I wasn't out last night. I would have loved the scrap.
Oh, yes, this was a good one last night. Not as good as a couple of nights ago, but still quite a good one.
Also, I know this might sound weird, but you look really familiar. Do we know each other?
You may have remembered me from your sister's memories. If you're who I think you are, I'm pretty sure Alari mentioned it. The whole showing the body thing.
Yeah, we do, but like that's not it. Usually, if someone's familiar for me, it's not always familiar for her. We don't share that sort of thing. We've met at some point. I just can't remember how.
You're the one that tried to join the Winter's Claw when you were little, weren't you?
Did I?
If I recall right, yes. Shortly after you started getting into the more teen years, you started to get a bit of a rebellious streak, started wanting to kind of stride out a bit further from your sister.
Hmm.
You fell into what you called the wrong crowd.
She was probably just looking out for me, to be honest. From what I've heard, our ma wasn't exactly around, and everyone just kind of left us to die, so...
Well, aside from the other guy that was there with you last night.
Well, George. There's
yes.
George, but... everyone else just kind of pretty much left us to die.
I mean,
Heck of a
that's-
world, ain't it?
Yes.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not as like angry about it as my sister is.
Yet again, I feel like this is a case of everyone left you to die. Almost the rest of the party just nodding agreeing, going, "Yep, yep, yep. Where are you? I'm happy. My parents are still alive. I know where they are. They love me."
Oh, wait. No, Alari's ranting now.
What you saying in there?
A lot. Something about going to go find our mom.
Yeah, we're gonna go looking for your mom. Gonna punch her and whatnot, you know.
Yep.
And also, I kind of want to find the baby's parents. Where is the baby?
Asleep at the moment.
Oh, good. She's safe then.
It's at this point, Waffleberg. You recall a bit of last night after the mention of the baby's parents. You remember the little mark Bjorg made on your map?
Yeah, I will wait till we get back to the slightly used fish.
Okay. So as you finish up and have your breakfast, we're going to leave it there for this week. Coming up to 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
That works quite
Cool.
nicely.
A nice little downtime.
Yes.
E.
Also, it goes without saying, given that you did rest up, if you took any damage, get that back up, get your spell slots back up as well. And
Yep.
I am trying to remember something right now. When did I level you up last time?
Long ago.
Yep.
That was a while ago. I don't remember exactly when.
Level yourselves up.
Yay!
After all, you did beat up Singed.
Yeah.
Kick the bastard's ass.
Yep. So, while they're all getting that sorted out, to all you on the YouTubes, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Dark Tides of Runeterra.
Bye.
And now it's time to drag Josh into Dead by Daylight to make him scream.
Yes, it is. I'm gonna
Potoo
level up
is
first.
action surged now. He.